Hey, everybody. Linda Bean from the Kelly and Dolan Memorial Fund joining you today with some exciting news that we're just busting at the seams to share. One of my favorite series of all times, Friday Night Lights. Big crush on Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor, one of his favorite quotes of mine was clear eyes, full hearts. And so today we are delighted to make an amazing announcement. We're having a changing of the guard, and I'd love to welcome our big surprise, our new executive director to the studio.
Hi.
Hey, might be a familiar face to some of you out there. This is Danielle Scott Griffith, and we are so pumped to announce she is joining us as our new executive director, not new to the fund, right, Danielle?
Not new to the fund, new as executive director.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your journey.
I started at the Kelly and Dolan Memorial Fund about 11, it could be 12 actually, years ago, this month, July. As actually, Linda, I came in as the community outreach person. And then I did, and I had that job for a couple of days and then realized maybe the program person at the time wanted to retire and that would be a better fit for me. So came in as program and I've been there ever since. And now that Chris is retiring and leaving us, stepped in, put my hat in the race for executive director, and here I am.
Well, it's amazing because nobody really knows. We all have a little bit of a been touched, right, by the mission of the fund.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you have a unique lens in how you see it. You firsthand in the shoes of the families that we serve every day. So I wonder if you, for a second, could take your new ED hat off.
Sure.
And talk a little bit about, what it is to walk a day in the life of a mom with a child with significant special needs.
Yes. So 14 years ago, 14 years and a couple months ago, I gave birth to Chloe. There she is with her sidekick, Carlos. And I did not know anything was wrong with Chloe. But when she was born, she was not responsive. So after 8 days in the NICU and her inability to eat or respond and 1,000 doctors, actually on my 5th wedding anniversary, we got the news that Chloe had a rare chromosome abnormality. She has a deletion on the 13th chromosome. She was in Pennsylvania Hospital for 21 days in the NICU. And associated with her chromosome deletion is retinoblastoma, which is eye cancer. So we took her to Will's Eye the Monday after Thanksgiving, and she actually was taken right into treatment immediately. So at the time, she was the youngest kid to have chemotherapy. I'm sure that's changed now. It's been 14 years, and CHOP is an amazing place. But it has been a real journey. She did not move until she was about 2 years old at all. She was fed by a tube. We had therapists. We had doctor's appointments. I saw every clinic at CHOP for the first probably 6 years of her life, every 3 months. Couldn't work. Had a toddler. Our son Rowan was 21 months when she was born. So there I was with a feeding tube and a apnea monitor with, at the time, was like a computer, but like a desktop computer, trudging around these 2 little kids trying to get her healthy. And now she's 14. She's wheeling herself around in a wheelchair. She has quite the attitude. She is not tube fed anymore, and she's been cancer free for 10 years.
Which is incredible. She's such a spirited, just bright-eyed, funny kid. Even though she doesn't, speak actual words, you kind of get a sense of her humor, which is amazing. So talk about walking in the shoes, right? Our mission is complex healthcare diagnosis. So you took 2 of the 3. You took living with a serious illness.
Yep.
And significant delays that you were not even aware of. So you get it firsthand, and I think no better person to take the helm than somebody that understands it through that perspective.
Thank
So let's. You're welcome.
you.
So let's say she gets her sense of humor from her mother, because I'll tell you, I've known you for the last 5 years, and no matter how dark and how tough it gets, you have a perspective that you just get up every day, you power through, you get done what you need to get done, and tomorrow's another day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I think being able to be a spokesperson for the organization with that
Mhm.
lens, truly remarkable and going to be amazing for us. So let's get into your vision. I know it's early,
It's
but I know
early.
you've got some ideas, like in terms of it's a challenging time for nonprofits, isn't it?
Is it a challenging time for nonprofits? Absolutely. My vision is to get the fund into everybody's ear, to get to the forefront, to bring us off the page. We are very important to our families. We support them in many ways, from financial assistance to support groups to housing to transportation. We took over the Colby Fund, so we help families when they need to come into CHOP or St. Chris or Nemours for treatment, or even Will's Eye. We pay their costs, their lodging costs. So we are very, very important to a lot of families, and we are going to, bring us to the forefront. And we pay for therapies, and it is a super important mission that we are carrying out.
Absolutely. And we've also uniquely positioned ourselves. We've made some really rich partnerships with other community organizations
We have.
and foundations,
Yep.
foundations that, hard to imagine these small funds. I think of the Jenkintown Day Foundation Nursery and the Willow Charitable Trust
Hmm.
that are sitting on a good chunk of change
Hmm.
to help area families and having difficulty connecting with those families, as well as other organizations like a Step Up Academy or the Breathing Room or Integrate for Good. That's one of the cool and freshest things that I've seen us do in the last several years, aligning with other community resources. Kind of this, we're better together and we can be more impactful, right?
We're better together. Absolutely. We have partnered with Axiom for patients suffering with cancer. Jenkintown Day Nursery has been integral in getting our kids to camps. The way extended school year runs, it's only 6 weeks of the summer, and most of them are half days. So there's
Right,
a good additional 6 weeks. And to send a kid with disabilities to a camp is $1,100.
right.
So they were instrumental in getting a number of our kids into camps to help the families so that
I
they're
think
able
we
to work.
I think we got something like 10 families into those camps this
We
summer,
did.
right?
It
Right.
was
And
8.
fingers crossed for everything. We're waiting to hear from the county.
Yes.
And we have
We
scored pretty high in the percentile, although there's a lot of needs coming out of the pandemic, where we will be able to do more in paying for a variety of adaptive equipment, as well
mhm,
as the
mhm.
social engagement piece. Just
Oh,
touch on that for 1 second for a family with a child that maybe lives with a neurodiverse or special need
mhm.
or a healthcare issue, the social piece.
Or even something so simple as like a sensory issue, even feeding,
Okay.
for example. So for those 6 weeks that kids are out of camp or school, they don't have all the feeding equipment, the sensory equipment, the occupational therapy and physical therapy equipment. And we partnered with the Step Up Academy for a grant to get this into the kids' homes. Even some people don't have devices for their kids to even speak through. They're, with the school, they're left at the school, or walkers, or even something simple as trampolines for sensory input. So we have partnered with them and hoping to get a grant to get this into the kids' homes so that they're not dependent just on school or have those those items just for at school.
Awesome. Name of the game,
Yep.
collaboration. And, you want to look to, we're going to be unveiling a new website pretty shortly. And
We've been
you're going to
working
see our
on it.
community, been working hard behind the scenes on that one. And you're going to see a community calendar
Mhm.
for people, of any interest in terms of volunteering or supporting
Yep.
or interacting with local families. So stay tuned for that. But so I
Yep.
kind of want to close. I've got your piggy bank from your desk here, full
Oh, yeah.
of
Mhm.
pennies here. All
Mhm.
right, which is quite heavy.
Yep.
But I wonder if you would just close with talking about why it's important. Why should you support the Dolan Fund?
The Dolan Fund is an integral part of a lot of families' lives. We just in the past week or two, we have kept the electric on for 7 different families and have avoided eviction for 4 of them. We are readily accessible. We will work with the social workers to get the needs met. And families are suffering as a result of the pandemic, and they can't not have their electric on or a place to live. If you have a
Yeah,
child that's not dependent on a trach or a vent, it is life sustaining. So we are super, super important to local area hospitals, to the early intervention programs. We are always available to them to get what their families need so they can try to maintain their life.
absolutely. And every little bit helps. I think about one of our favorite moms, Cindy Singer,
Mhm.
who just says it best.
Amazing.
When you contribute to the Dolan Fund, you allow a family to come up for air, even if it's only for a brief moment where they get to take a breath before
Yes.
they tackle the next challenge of the day.
Yes.
So we are super psyched as your colleague, and now you being my boss. It's been a joy working beside you the last 5 years, and I'm pretty excited to see where we're going to go under your leadership.
We're
So
working
thanks. Yeah. So come
together.
out. Come out and join us for the Phil's 5K race. It's a great way to be able to support the Dolan Fund
Mhm.
on Wednesday, August 3rd. I'll
Mhm.
be running. We've got volunteers coming out. So if you're interested in volunteering or
Mhm.
running, just check out the Phil's Tavern 5K. It will point you to all of the race registration. And sorry to cut you off, Danielle, or talk over you.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before we?
Yeah, actually, there's one last thing I do want to say is that, Linda, you, I, and a board member, Teresa Rogers, we're going to be doing the virtual 5K for Axiom on
Okay.
July 23rd. They've been a great supporter of us. We have helped numerous families in desperate situations with their partnership. So I'm hoping everybody will sign up and do a virtual 5K
Yeah,
and
it
post
makes it
pictures and
post
hashtag us and Axiom Reach.
absolutely, and they
Yeah.
make it easy in being able to do it virtually, and they have been a tremendous support, and they're
Mhm.
also incredibly supportive through their program where they offer scholarships to underserved youth and young adults who have an interest in going into the healthcare industry and working with families just like we do. So, two great events coming right up this summer. Come out and join us. And thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today.
Of course, it's my pleasure. And look for
Yeah.
our October event commemorating our anniversary, 47 years. We are 47 years strong. We are planning a huge fun event, right, Linda?
Yeah, we sure are.
Mhm.
Details to follow any moment on that one.
Yep.
All right. Listen, make it a good day, everyone.